My name is Gabriel Ndaikan of the Charity Medical Foundation, an international clinic incorporated. My name is Gabriel Ndaikan of the Charity Medical Foundation, an international clinic incorporated. Mon nom est Gabriel Ndaikan de la Charité Médicale et Commerce International. Donc, today I will be covering the many subject, but it will be very short. Um, as I'm getting more and more closer to a several number of presentation regarding my company. Um, Without further ado, I would like to say good evening and good night to certain people. Guten Tag, guten Night, and guten Morgen. Buongiorno, bonjour, ni hao. And for peace, I would say shalom and salam to everyone out there. Let me start the title. The title of this presentation today will be the eternal, the infinite master of the cosmos, the infinite ruler of the cosmos, which is the great Adonai Elohim Yahweh. Praise his name, and with all the respect and gratitude for him giving me the breath that I have and the wisdom that I have today talking. I will not give gratitude to any human being before God. We should give gratitude to God because God is the one giving us what we have. Every single thing we have, from job to the fulfillment of our ambition, becoming president, becoming secretary, becoming security guard, becoming a PhD student, whatever you become, it's because of God. So I give God that gratitude for giving me the possibility of surviving the outrageous attack of the enemy against me, from food poisoning to many persecution to defamation of name and character, and I give gratitude to God for that. I am a biostatistician, and I will define what it is. As a biostatistician, I must have knowledge in biology and also in statistics. Pretty much, biology is the study of any living organism, from the macro spectrum to the micro spectrum. When I say macro spectrum, I'm talking about the environment and the ecosystem, and the micro spectrum, I'm talking about the anatomy and physiology of the human body and any other being. Statistic is a science whereby use inferential statistic to solve random phenomena. That is statistic. A science that use inferential methodology or analogy to solve random phenomena. And statistic is divided in two different areas: mathematics statistic and applied statistic. Mathematics statistic is an area of statistic that study the development of new method of inferential statistic that require mathematical abstract for its implementation. Again, mathematics statistic is an area of statistic that study the development of new method of inferential statistic using mathematical abstract for its implementation. Applied statistic is an area of statistics that use mathematical statistics to solve economical problems, physiological problems, sociological problems, public health problems, environmental health problems, and so forth, and pharmaceutical problems. Now, biostatistics is a branch of applied statistics that use statistical method to solve biological and medical problems. Therefore, as a biostatistician, I should be able to understand biology and also mathematics. It means the common denominator here is finding a correlation to come up with any inferential to solve problems that are related to biology issue such as medical, such as cardiovascular diseases, such as infectious diseases, such as a environmental health exposure, such as food safety, water safety, air purification, such as treatment, research of treatment for certain diseases, such as cancer research, and many more. So, as a biostatistician, I must be able to differentiate statistical analysis and biological analysis, finding the constructs and trend within. It's very important. So, going forward, I will have a I have made decision and I stick in my decision to move forward my company so that I can help people in the world. I'm doing consulting work, analyzing data from companies that will change people's life today and tomorrow. I'm also doing a lot of other programs to help people. Therefore, I have implemented in place a sense of humility that brought me to this level, talking to you today with compassion and gratitude and with all respect. I will be adding mostly um, environmental health as my second BS, environmental science with a specialization in environmental technology that I'm working on to get done, which will assist me to have a more brighter and more focused trend when I'm talking to community, when I'm talking to leaders regarding environmental health issue and environmental technology that are needed, or environmental technology impact that must be eradicated to assure a proper environment for people to live in. Um, so I'll be also tackling environmental health concern that include public health, in which I received my MS and also my I'm working on my doctorate in both area of global health and community health as well as about statistic. My decision are very clear. I have heard that people have assumed that I made mistake. Everyone make mistake. No one is perfect. Everything we're doing is speculation. You speculate based on your estimation, and you go forth. If you go well, it's good. If it doesn't go well, it's part of life. That's how life is. But today I will be proving to you, using the Bible, using the Bible that we all have, that every answer of the return of Christ is in the Bible. And I will prove it to you using chronological phenomena that I have verified from other resources based on the divine knowledge that was given to me most recently about this. And I'll be talking about it because December and birth of Christ and all things. I will be using critical thinking and logic to prove to you that because the past is true, the past is a certain truth for sure. If it's true and it's provable, therefore the future can be provable. And that's what we'll be proving today through critical thinking and analogy. As a public health professional with an emphasis in biostatistics, I would like to let you know that the health of people is a very important matter, it's a very important concern. And we must focus our effort to assure the dissemination of messages that addresses um, issue that most of our leader and political leaders are not really targeting. I have God sent me into America for a purpose. When I say God sent me into America, it means like, to be truthful, I didn't stay in my house in my room and praying that God have to send me in America. I wake up one day, and then I receive a result from my father that that's your destiny right there. And I want to be very clear that people understand it. I was a young folks who graduated from high school and who was in first year in university, and my thing was based on that. And God took me out of there and said, okay, this is what I want you to do with us. So God have a purpose for me. I am not against the United States. I am not against anybody. Indeed, I set up my goal based on the value and potential that I believe I have moving forward to build the future. In life, you're gonna see similarity in goals, but it doesn't mean that they are all the same. I proceed with my goal based on my value and based on the potential that I possess to move forward, to prove myself, to bring proven character. I have to put in place and I have to make sure that I implement issue that evolve big concern, issue that are more alleviate, more bigger, better consideration. And that's the reason why I must talk about this. I do not compare myself to anyone. Sorry about that. I have to reduce the volume of this station to make sure that there's not interference in my communication. My mission here is to help give the knowledge that I have. I'm talking about the supernatural world, the way I was created. People do not understand how God processes. I heard many times that God have blessed everyone. God have blessed everyone. God love us all. Yes, you're right. God also loved Hitler. Okay? That's not the point. God also loved Mussolini. God have loved even the tyrants that existed, even in present world. God loved them all. But that's not the point. The point is, what relationship are you building up with God to assure that you will not end up like Hitler or Mussolini or any other tyrant and end up in hell? There's no return of any tyrant because you end up in hell, you stay in hell. Lucifer don't have the power of reincarnation. Do not mistake yourself. Lucifer have power because of us. Arming other people do his work. I'm here today to speak based on my divine intuition from the Holy Spirit, which is God, which is Jesus Christ, talking to you. My guardian angel is the superior, second in line after the archangel Michael, guardian angel Gabriel, who's my guardian angel. And I wanted to alert people to be very, very careful of what I'm saying and listen carefully what I said. Certain kids are born, and the manifest of their life will not be manifested into a certain time. The people behind me who are defaming my name, who have authority, they know what they're looking for. But you out there, the population of the mass, you don't have no clue of their business with me. They have a purpose of destroying me. There's a spiritual war that you are not part of, that you cannot even see, but they can see. Do not be part of it. I am giving you a clue today. Do not be part of this. God have his hand on that battle at this moment. Anyone who will come after me will face the rage of God himself. I have paid my price. This is not an intimidation. This is not that he's a superior man. I'm not a superior man. But I went through tribulation and suffering. And everyone who's talking about the truth. Can you speak about the truth about poisoning my food and my water? You want me to talk about my background? What is in my background that has killed anyone? Nothing. What is in my background that have hurt anyone's life other than your own personal adjudication toward me? Nothing. You came after me and you tried to put everybody there. I pray 11 years, almost 12 years of persecution, 4 years self-employed. I work for myself, I pay myself. I learn from the difficulties with the knowledge that I earned from school and divine being to build a company that I believe will be a 9-digit year to come. I have proven. I came in America. I was a homeless. I live in a shelter. Let me be very clear. I was a homeless. I live in a shelter for the past 11 years. And I never have any valuable job. You mean valuable job in what sense? In the sense that people trust you and give you opportunity, because you always have to be watched and observed every single time wherever you go. It started a long time ago, 11 years ago. So you tell me, who is satanic here between people? I would like to make sure that people understand that I am not talking to you down. I am talking what is not right. For people who believe in Christ, for people who believe in existence, for even people who believe in a law of that, if you are a self-conscious person, you should say that I don't want this to be done to me, so I don't want to do that to that person. Very simple. But the world is an evil place, not because evil, Lucifer, rule it, but just because people are afraid to fight evil. We know that this is wrong, but because the authority comes from a power, we we are forced to do it. Forced to do it. We're forced to do it. Why are you forced to do it? You're not forced to do it. You are protecting yourself because you don't want to lose your job or lose something that pretty much you're not capable of carrying the cross. So leave Jesus out of it. Consider yourself as another outlier. You can't carry the cross. You can't be beating, spear, lose everything, suffer, be crucified, and die because you want to protect your job, protect your stuff, protect your reputation. And you talk about Christ. Sorry about that. You're not part of it. My point is, when people come after me talking about stuff, they have to be very careful. I reach a divine spiritual level that I will not explain here. I will explain it in the future. I have the power given to me by God for prayer and healing. And I will tell you today, I also have divine intuition, which was actually part of my characteristic when I was built. My spirit was built by God. God have seen me, has shown me a lot of stuff. People talking about irresponsibility. I'm not a responsible person. I'm a victim. God shows me the face of all my kids out there. And I know the parents. I know who they are. That's God. The relationship that you build with God define your position when you talk about God love us all. That will differentiate between you and the person who work harder to build up that covenant and good covenant with him. He's a receiver and a giver waiting for you. But when you waste your time poisoning people, thinking how you're going to hurt people, thinking how you're going to jealous somebody, thinking stuff, and tomorrow you're gonna say God loved me because I still have a job or because everything is going well for me. You're mistaken. It is coming, trouble. And it will always gonna get you when you're not prepared. You can fool God. He controls the entire universe. The universe is subject to algorithm of reoccurrence, of infinite reoccurrence, through a combination of many numerological and Kabbalistic calculation. Things will reoccur again when all the position of star and all the elements take the same position in time. Phenomena would reoccur. When slavery happened in Egypt, that time was specific with the alignments of the elements of the cosmos and universe. And it takes thousands of years, thousands and thousands of years for that same alignment to reoccur again with the same elements, for that to happen in reverse. Therefore, let me introduce this. If you understood what I said earlier, the universe is subject to infinite and eternal reoccurrence through divine calculation, numerological calculation, and Kabbalistic calculation. Those are the mathematics that are used in heaven to control the entire universe. It is the mathematics of the infinite knowledge, the infinite intelligence, and the divine intelligence. It is eternal, never change, and it will never change. It's infinite knowledge. It means infinite knowledge. Never change, it will stay the same to infinity. It also can say never end and never change, never end and never change through time. When you have the faculty and ability of combining the universe and time, therefore you can see the future well, or even see the past, using numerology and Kabbalistic calculation. That will connect you to the infinite intelligence, which is the Holy Spirit. Which is also called the Holy Ghost. What is a ghost? Something that cannot be seen by visual eyes. That's the ghost, so spirit ghost. Therefore, let me introduce to the term the revelation of Jesus Christ's arrival, birth, that will lead you to the second coming. I will use critical thinking and logic to explain it, based on what I stated earlier. Long time ago, before the new era in which Jesus Christ came, in which we are all part of knowledge, that time was a time like this time. I mean, people were living in a different era, different technology, and different knowledge. They have the revelation that there will be a Messiah that will come. The same thing, like there are revelation today that's saying that Jesus Christ will return, and everybody's speculating. Well, how? We don't know. It was the same thing back then, written in Revelation book, in many other books that are still saved, that a Messiah will come to save the world and take over. It was written. It was written since from the time of Moses to even the time of Abraham and Isaac. But no one knew when he will come. They didn't even know how he will come. The point is, they thought that he will come from the sky because God, so he's gonna appear. That's the way they thought it will be, and I can prove you that. Today in Israel, many people still believe that Jesus Christ is not the Messiah because he didn't come from the sky. He come naturally, even today. So I'm not just talking crazy stuff. I'm talking things that are provable. So it was written that he will come. Therefore, let me give you some factors that I will link to now, present, and future. Before the time of Jesus, there were not empire that rule the world. It means that a country that take over, that invade the other country and become the ruler of the world. No, it was not like that. It was like today. It means there was a powerful country in which every other country was looking into, going to study. The money was a little bit higher. You go up to Egypt. Egypt was not invading other country, but people were going there to study, like people are doing the same today in America. It was the powerful nation on earth. The revelation was already there. The revelation was there, saying there will be a Messiah coming to save you guys, to save and transform the entire world. Power went from Egypt to the east, Babylon. In Egypt, there was a man called Joseph, the son of Jacob, who was used to appease the tribulation of the Israelites so they can survive the difficulty that God put in their life. But at the meantime that God put that tribulation in their life, he also said any country that will not protect or serve well my people are also going to destroy them. So the power when Joseph was there interpreting, dreams, and they were able to live a normal life when he was alive, awaiting the Messiah to come. Therefore, when he died, the new generation of Pharaoh decided that that's not possible. We can't have impurity in our rulings, having people who are not originally Egyptians to be part of, live like us. So they become slave. They became slave. That's what happened. Therefore, now he brought Moses to retrieve them out of it, so they can start a phase of their land. The land occupied by who? A land occupied by the Philistine. Today called, where it comes the Palestinian. Philistine, Palestinian. That's the new name of the Philistine. They were the old rivalry of the Israelite. If you go back to Egypt, to the Bible, Philistine, they're all over the place. They were the Palestinians. So that battle started a long time ago. You guys don't even have a clue. It's not an issue that you're going to solve. It's going to be solved by God Himself. Then, when Moses showed up, he retrieved them out of Egypt. There was still one nation ruling, and the power shifted from Egypt to Babylon. And there was always one nation, powerful, where everybody was going to study, study and doing business, and the money was a little bit higher. Only one nation, no empire invading, no. So now God sent a person called Daniel, played the same role as Joseph, interpreting dreams, so he can appease the life of the Israelite there. Because the Israelite, what was the business? Like today, they started doing that a long time ago. They were going, following big nation, living there for better life, so they can get knowledge, and that was the way they were doing, and appease them there, appease their life there. And certainly, the first king of Babylon, God have blessing on him because he rebuilt the temple. But what happened is his son came, and he didn't follow the same covenant that his father had with God. So God wrote a note and said, your time is limited, it's over. The power will cleanse it. And that was the beginning of everything. The book of Daniel, the beginning of everything, where you have all the revelation that will come. So it shifted from Babylon to the Medio Empire, the Medio Persia Empire, controlled by Cyrus the Great. So Cyrus the Great, bigger nation, everybody was migrating there to make doing business. And Daniel was still there. But it was already overview that there will be 4 kingdoms. So when, during the Babylonian time, before the Medio Persia Empire, it was the beginning of a new era that would determine the entire eternal battle. So they were still waiting for the Messiah, the Israelite. They were still waiting for him, going through all that adversity and suffering that God put on them, that because of disobedience. So I still love you, but you're going to have to go to that to get what you deserve tomorrow. And when I give it to you, it will be forever, and I'll protect it. Then you have the time of Cyrus the Great getting to the end. A new person who is a second revelation within the second kingdom show up. Alexander the Great take over. So the power went from Asia to Europe. Alexander the Great get the power. They already have the revelation. Reading all the book. So Alexander the Great now is the beginning of an era of invasion, empire of invasion. It means global view, a nation that is powerful, that will invade and control the entire universe. He is the one who came out with that. And pretty much Alexander the Great died at the age of 33. He was mentioned, all of those people were mentioned in the book of Revelation. Daniel, he had his inspiration from God. So Cyrus the Great, Alexander the Great, they were all mentioned. But the Greeks have Israelite, have Jew roots. Go back then, they have Jew roots. The roots. Now Alexander the Great take power. The second empire out of the four from time zero in Babylon. So you have the first empire that was mentioned, the Medo-Persia Empire, and then the second one, the Greek Empire, which is the beginning of the global powerful nation. Then the third empire came after. Alexander the Great died from a fever. And because they read the book of Daniel of the four empire, they decided to divide the entire empire in four regions. Based on those books. That's where Ptolemy, one of the generals, he went to Egypt and became a pharaoh. And you start having that generation of black pharaoh gone and the new phase of mixed pharaoh start showing up. And then you have one of his other generals who went to Asia. The other ones stay in Europe. The other ones got, they were double part of Europe. The far east and the far west. You got Asia, the far east of Asia. That was considered as one of the region. Therefore, in the third empire rised. The third empire will rise. That will control, that will do the same, that will continue the same philosophy and vision of Alexander the Great. Invading the entire world, controlling the entire world. It means going to each country, getting the wealth, and amassing the entire wealth in one nation and making other country resident and constituent work for them, serve the nation in military in exchange of a more decent life. The Roman Empire came up, the third one in rank. What is third? Third is eternity. Third is life. Third is a very special number to God. It represents life. It represents many things. In the third empire, that's where Jesus Christ show up. That is where Jesus Christ show up. A third empire that control the entire world. It means they invade the entire world. Stay with me. It's going to become amazing when I get to the second part of this. Third empire, Jesus Christ show up. It does not show up like people predicted in all the books, like the one that we have today reading. Nobody knew the time, nobody know how he gonna appear. But what happened is he show up as a normal person. People knowledge can be possible. Come on. God spoke to us. How did you? God showed himself. Either through fire, either through appearance, you know. Nah, this not cannot be possible. It's possibly not him. Even apostle till the end still didn't was not quite sure if it was him. I'll prove it to you. Even apostle who walked with Jesus didn't even know that, they didn't have a full conviction that it was him, the Messiah. They still have, because there was a problem going on in Israel, that we were waiting for a Messiah coming from the sky, showing God glory. You understand that God have a knowledge. He doesn't function like we think. He function differently. He can use somebody on the street begging money to do a miracle. Stuff that somebody who have billions in his bank don't have. You see a person who have billions of dollars, he have a cancer that is incurable, but he heard that there's somebody sleeping on the street that can cure you. What the heck? What are you talking about, man? Are you crazy? Yes, sir. Indeed. Go see him. But you have to go and see him in the state in which he look like dirty the way it look like. He'll cure you. No, that's crazy, man. I can do stuff like that. That's how God function. So he show up as a normal person. All the revelation, thousands of years, the Jew were waiting for him. He show up in a way that nobody have estimated. The great archangel Gabriel show up and say, that's the mission. The great archangel Gabriel show up and say, hey, you're gonna have a son, we'll have this name. He will do good. How do those folks knew all the sign of the star? It was written in the old books that we don't have today. They knew all the sign. They were studying that. They were following that through years, through generation. And you're talking about the three people who were looking at the star, they followed the star. No, that was already written in books long, thousands of years ago. And they were just following that. So when the Holy Spirit went to them, they start following those signs. That was written. Like today, we're talking about what will happen. Nobody know for sure, but they know. So when those signs start occurring, in that time, thousands of years from now, people are gonna start looking the same thing. So they start looking the star like it was written in books that this is what's gonna happen. They follow the star, and they get there. And Jesus Christ was there like a normal baby. So what happened is this. Because those books considered as holy book at the time was written was read by everyone. The kings of Israel, they thought this is true. The Messiah just show up, so he's gonna take over the kingdom. So he ordered every kid born that day to be killed. That was based on revelation that like we have today, that Jesus Christ will come, the second coming. So is that true? what was written a long time ago that they were waiting for a Messiah. So you're telling me that he was born, so the sign happened? Okay, so go and tell me all those baby out there, because he's gonna take over the throne, and I'm not willing to lose this throne right now. So go and kill all the baby. That's what happened. So the revelation that was written thousands of years, like the revelation of the second coming, occur in surprise, and everybody say no. During the time of where the entire world is controlled by one nation who have invaded the entire world, where everybody is submissive to one emperor, God on earth. It means he have soldier. Now he have one soldier, one army. Listen to me very carefully. One army, one emperor, and is divided, and everybody have to answer to that one emperor in Rome. And all the military of the nations are subject to the global military that serves in Rome. So there's nothing you can do without having Rome approval. During that time, so Jesus Christ is there. When the massacre went through, the story of Jesus Christ disappeared. So the king say, "Oh, he was killed. It's over. I don't hear about that guy anymore." He was actually there, living, growing up like a normal guy, going to synagogue and talking to wise people, and pressing himself in a way that people were asking, "Who's this kid?" But they didn't see that coming. It didn't click in their mind that it might be the guy. But he was just pleasing. He have God. I mean, you're talking about God, but you have God in front of you. You don't even know it. Jesus Christ in his being possesses God with limited power. So you're talking about God, 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 please, please, and you have God just right in front of you, talking to you, but you don't even know it. And they're laughing and say, "Look, look, my people. Nah, no, I'm right. I created them, I'm right. Lucifer, you wrong." So the point is, he grew up, and suddenly he starts studying all the knowledge around the world, so he can know when the time comes how to translate his message from its diverse communities, culture, and principle that are attribute to each different culture. When he nurtured himself and the time came at the age, normal age, he showed up. We thought that kid was dead. What happened? He showed up. After 40 days in the desert, where he was well instructed what to do, they show him the vision. Choose this man, choose this man, choose this person, choose this man, choose this man, from all variety of the entire society. Taxpayer, fisher, you know, a soldier from the Roman Empire who massacre villages. Take him, take every single person, you know. He started his mission. But there was already a battle of Lucifer first blocking that baby to come. The spiritual battle was made. I mean, the spiritual battle that when angel Gabriel was coming with the spirit of God himself, through, you know, Mary, there was a battle. Lucifer didn't want that to happen. But she got the baby. Now, Lucifer said, okay, let me go now to the power himself. Power act. Kill that baby. See the emperor sitting down. Who is that kid talking about the Messiah coming? That's actually Lucifer's mission going in place. I want that baby to be killed. Now, the orders giving, people have to follow. And they're going forward after. So there was a spiritual battle and a physical battle. He lost the spiritual battle because that was not the purpose. The purpose was God wanted a physical battle so it can be, the message can stay. Even if God, I can say, the physical battle was lost temporarily. Lucifer had a temporal success, victory. But that victory was actually what? That victory was actually an eternal message of getting back what is right to man, to say no to him. That was the temporary victory that he had. So when he returned after 3 days of his crucifixion, he came back talking to his apostle, disciple, talking to them, and at the last day, he left a message. During the end of time, this is what's gonna happen. You will have this, you will have tribulation, famine, war. But prior his incoming, Daniel wrote that there will be 4 empires, but he came at the 3rd one. So there will be a 4th one, more bigger and powerful than the one that he came initially, his first coming. Therefore, when he rise from there, he came into life. He rise from there, from that location in Israel, leaving all the apostles there, giving them messages, going around the world and do this and do that, instruction. It is the same way he will return. Now I'm starting the beginning of the second return. It is the same way he will return on earth. The same location. You can put everything on it. The plane is already made. Something will happen that will open that space. Prior to his return, I can trust me. We will not be living. For those who are going to go to heaven, there will be spectators. Those who are going to go to hell, they're also going to be spectators. At the same time, they will be screaming from fire. That's the difference. They will be watching. So the Bible that you have in your hand have everything, every single thing. revelation from all those folks that I talk about. Not a single book. But when you take the Bible, you have all those revelation in there. The fourth empire is yet to come. But what God did, he went back to the Egyptian time. One powerful nation that control, that is powerful. It means it doesn't invade nations. But people can go there to study and have a bigger currency and stuff like that. But what happened between that time? Napoleon Bonaparte tried to do the same thing, but it was not the right time. Because the reoccurrence of the position of the cosmic element based on a numerologic and Kabbalistic calculation is not there yet. He fell. It was for that reason. Hitler tried to do the same thing. He fell because the reoccurrence is not there yet. Many other nations have tried until today. They fail because it's not the time yet. The reoccurrence of the position of all the elements that occur during the Roman time when Jesus Christ came for the first time is not there yet. The position are not there yet. It will take years, thousands of years to occur. And that's how God functions. The cosmos is subject of eternal and divine recurrence from numerological and Kabbalistic calculation. Because when all those elements come together, it is also visible by Lucifer. So it's controlled. Lucifer see that that event coming, and he's preparing himself for that. Trust me, he saw that already coming, but he doesn't know when. But he's preparing himself. But he will have a flare when. So he's gonna start preparing himself, increasing time. Then to go back to want to say that even disciple of Jesus didn't even didn't even have full confidence that he was the Messiah, because when he died, not everyone had the news that he returned. Only one person had it. I believe it was Mary Magdalene. So two apostles was walking, and they saw a man talking, and they said to him, "We wish our master was the one." Looking Jesus in front of, they're talking to Jesus, who already returned, and said to him, "We wish our master was the one." And Jesus said in his heart, "Look, the people lacking faith." See, we are all lacking faith in this world today, because we wanted to see to believe. We wanted to see manifested to believe. We wanted to experience it to believe. But faith is not about that. Faith is about you believe on the unknown, on what you don't see, on uncertainty. You believe on it. You have hope on it. And you believe that God will do a change on it. That's what faith is. That's what faith is. Faith is not, I have a good job, stay there, I believe in God, things going well for me, yeah, I'm good. So God is not blasting me for something. That's not true. God wants everyone to live good. So it's not really an assumption you can really take and be certain about. So they didn't believe it. They said, "We wish he was the Messiah." But it is the Messiah. It's just in front of you. You just didn't recognize him. Pretty much you didn't really have it, even in imagination, that he can return like that. More brighter and more different, new body, his dead body combined with his spiritual clean body, look more brighter and a different guy, become as a human being, and he's talking to you. Now, by the time Jesus Christ left, what happened? The same country, the same kingdom and empire in which he was killed was the same empire where his religion rised. 300 years, it takes 300 years after persecution of everyone who followed Christ's philosophy and vision. A guy who was not born 300 years later came up. Emperor Constantine came and changed the entire scope of this matter. He built what we call Catholic Orthodox Catholics. It means very conservative Catholicism in terms of following Christ, because he was giving divine inspiration, divine thought about Christ. So he was very, very, very conservative. So that was the cause of the division of the Roman Empire to the East Empire, led by the Christian Orthodox religion, in which you have Russia and all those countries today. They have Orthodox Catholicism there. And you have the West, where you have the entire Europe today. Most of them are the normal Roman Catholic. That's where all those two originated from. Because Emperor Constantine moved to Constantinople, go to Turkey, that region that command all Russian and all this. And his other brother stayed, the other person stayed emperor. There was two emperor at the time. Stay in the West with all Europe and all those other countries. So the religion rise from the place where he was, from the place and the country, from the country that gave order for his for his killing. He gave order for his killing. That's where he rise. From that time to now, every country got divided. Every country became independent. No more country was ruling all over the world. That's the action of God. And from that time, many people try. I've spoke about Napoleon Bonaparte, Hitler, and many other leaders who tried to do it. They all failed because the reoccurrence, the characteristic of the reoccurrence is not there yet. The characteristic of the cosmic and universal reoccurrence is not there yet. Then you start seeing the European Union forming, the European Parliament. These are stuff that Julius Caesar was killed for thousands of years ago, when he's there saying we must start including counselor from those countries that we are controlling in our Senate floor. People say, are you crazy? Are you crazy? Those animals, you want to bring them here? No. You're going far. He got to go. They kill him. So the point is, it was not the time. He was the right man. He had a wisdom of 2,000 years in advance, but it was not the right time. He was very more knowledgeable than many people in his time, the same way as Alexander the Great. And those kind of people, usually, they don't do well because people don't comprehend them. Like Talmud say, we all kill Alexander because we didn't comprehend him. What he spoke, we didn't understood it, but it's what happened. Today that time in life. Like Mark Antony said, you have killed Julius Caesar, but you make him more powerful. He will never gonna die. And today you have Jesus Christ who died for the same cause, came to change the entire world for his first coming. So the fourth empire is coming. And the fourth empire will have the same setting as the Roman Empire, but more powerful with 10 regions. When Jesus Christ occurred, what is it? Birth. The third. He occurred in the chronological revelation in the third empire. Third mean life, child, gestation, communication. He will return in the fourth empire. Fourth mean difficulties. Fourth mean difficulties, suffering. That's why he said there will be suffering, tribulation, and the world will go wars and wars and famine. False prophet. It will be complete chaos. And that's the reason why the world gonna have to reorganize to form a more controllable system to control people. And that's what's going to lead to 10 regions that will be controlled by, each single region will be controlled by a powerful person. And therefore, they will say, now let vote a one person that will control, that we will all gonna answer into. And that will be the Antichrist, the beast. I am using critical logic here. So the second return will happen during the formation of the fourth empire that will control the entire world. The world will go like that. People will be knowledgeable. The technology will increase. The world will go. Family will be more dangerous than today. And the only way to control people will be to form that. That's how powerful God is. Eternal battle that is already predicted in the invisible world. He already calls everything around. So they will control the world. They will form one government. They will form one religion. They will form one World Bank. So they will also going to control the economy. Like in the Roman time. Then he reoccur again. But his reoccurrence going to happen the same way he departure during his first reoccurrence. So he going to occur in that position. And I'm writing this based on the revelation that I have. Because during his vision that was given to me, I saw him coming, I didn't see any horse. Which means that revelation is true. He was descending, and when you see the Bible, the same way he was ascending in a vision that he shows me. So that's true. That is true. And what I'm saying is completely true. And I'm very convinced about that. Because I did my research, did all the revelation, and it makes sense. When the two angels who were there with Jesus, when Jesus was ascending, they stayed behind because Jesus was already powerful. He didn't need any angel to protect him. So the two angels were with him, like the two angels that you're gonna see when you die. I mean, you're gonna see your guiding angel, and then you're gonna see the angel that is sent uh, to God that will lead you where you're gonna have to go. Either you go to the gate of heaven or you go to the gate of hell. So when you die, you see two angels. One is your guardian angel. He's been there since he's the one who brought your spirit, like Gabriel did to Mary. He brought the spirit of Jesus. Your guardian angel brought your spirit during your time of conception, and he was there waiting. When you came, he was there. So you'll see him, but when you die, his mission is over. But you'll see him. But then the other angel you're gonna see will be the one that is sent to protocol you, either to the gate of hell or either to the gate of heaven. And what happens is when you get to the gate of of um, of heaven, your life is in control of one being. God tell you this is what you have to do. This is what you have to do. This is what you do. You bow, you sing song. The door open, and then he gave you to the next team, and that's it. His mission is over. You're probably gonna see him again somehow. If you're going to hell, he's gonna escort you there, and then at the gate of hell, he's gonna give you to the team. See you. His mission is over. So those two angels stay there in that location where Jesus Christ was talking. Jesus Christ ascended because he was already powerful. He didn't need any protection. He have got power, and he have um, even with limited being, but his limited function is very powerful. So there's no evil that can come and stop him moving forward. So the two angels stayed, and those apostles saying, "We don't understand what you're talking about returning." And those two angels say, "You people that of this land, there's one thing you got to understand. Everything he says is the truth, but his return will happen the same way you see him moving up." That's the angel talking to those apostles. And I said last week that he will descend at the same location, and I was true. I was very truthful about it. That location, that's where he's gonna descend. When the beast will rise, controlling the entire universe, they will control. They're talking to them about the world order. That's it, the new world order. They're already talking about it because that's already the 666 plan by Lucifer. They know the people who have contract with him. They know. They're looking at me right now. They're not too happy, but that's the point. They know that what I'm saying is true. The 666 plan, they know the new world order already started. It's not visual right now, but it's there. People are controlling the world, but in an invisible way. They control your communication. They control your money. They want to put you in the situation that you are. They have to make sure that they are poor people. They have to make sure that there are people that are sick to make the world function. They have to control the world with respect to God's agenda as well as the agenda of the God below, Lucifer. Yes, he say himself that is God, and obviously it is, because he have a lot of people who believe in him. So in the Trinity of the 666, this is the name of the Father, our Father below, the Master, and the name of the Son, the Antichrist, and the Holy Ghost. You see, the only common denominator that you're going to have between the 777 against the 666 is the Holy Spirit. They're both going to be using that power to do the battle and the mission. But the fact is, that power is controlled by God. So he's the one we're going to have the last word. Just a simple example. You train a kid, martial law. You take him when he was a little. He didn't know nothing. He growing up, you teach him. He become very powerful. You teach him. He become very powerful. You teach him. You teach him. You teach him. You teach him. He have pretty much 98% of the entire knowledge. 2% he doesn't know. But those 2% are very critical. And that's the differentiation that you have with him. And he revolt against you. Just see the battle that can happen. He will be strong. In order for you to beat him, it will not be easy. In order for you, the master, to beat him, it will not be easy. Because he will also going to have his inner strength that he was designed by God, that he will use. And that inner strength might double up what you teach him in a very exponential fashion, that if you're not careful, he might even beat you. But now the 2% that you have might make the difference. It's the same thing with God against Lucifer. He is powerful. Lucifer is very powerful. But his power is limited compared to God. His power is limited compared to Jesus. If you are with Lucifer, you're talking about God, you're going to say God, God, God. But if you say Jesus Christ, he's going to disappear. Because he communicates with God. He doesn't communicate with Jesus. He communicates with God when he's using his agenda. He's subjective to God. He's not subjective to Jesus. Because God is the one who created him. So he said to Jesus, he created you like he created me. I'm not subject to you, I'm subject to him. If I want to say so, to be polite. Even if he never want to say that. But he know that Jesus will beat him. Pretty much Jesus Christ take his position. He was the lamp carrier, the light carrier. That's where his name came from, Lucifer. That's what I mean. But who carry the light now? It's Jesus. So there's a problem. He doesn't like that guy. If anyone will follow him, he will destroy you using people. That's what happened with the persecution of the Christian during the Roman time. That was Lucifer's work. Killed them all. Because he saw that coming. He saw that coming. He saw Constantine coming. So when you stay, you have to understand the spiritual world. It is what control what happened in the visual world. The problem that you have, the financial problem that you have, the medical problem that you have, the power function that you have. Yes, certain. The higher offices of this world is the presidencies. But when you really look, God is above all. Jesus Christ is above all. We have to say it with respect to understanding that there is a glorified power that control that. Because trust me, you can just go to bed and don't gonna wake up. This is how powerful God is. I have people comparing me to the president of the United States. I have heard that, and I wanted to make sure that I speak about it very clearly, as clearly that I can be. I was born different time, different purpose. He was born different time, different purpose. He was blessed by God and chosen by God to be the leader of this new world, of the world that we're living in. We have different mission and different purpose. You can say whatever you want to say. The guy is smart, the guy have done this, he have people. God choose him to be where he is. Despite Luciferic work that don't come to regard to God. So I don't compare myself to him. Because I know I have what is reserved to me by God. That will be distinguished to me, like it's distinguished to him. The first guy in this who have done this. It's called work. Do not compare people. It is a mistake. What I will do will be in resonance with what I was made to do. What he have done and will be doing was based on what he was designed to do and blessed to do. Now, I want folks to understand, and then to be very careful with the power of God. And I say this: there's nothing they can do to me anymore. They have persecuted me for more than 11 years. Within the 4 years in which I have learned how to survive, what else they gonna do to me? Kill me? But what I'm saying is that God shows me many things. You want to come after me, it's a mistake. The point is, we have to be able to understand creation. And that's the reason why I ask to all the leaders in the Senate floor and all the representatives in the House floor to look into my case and ask our president to clear my name in that list and find peace. This is not wealthy for all of us to see someone destroy in our naked eye when we have the power to say no to it, when we have the power to advocate, when we have the power to say, I don't believe it's the right thing. despite the differences. It is the work of Lucifer. Try to create differences, try to create anger, try to create revenge among people so people can kill each other so he can laugh. Let me tell you, every single time that people die because of a battle, there's a party in hell. Pretty much every time that everything is done that would humiliate God, there's a party in hell, because that is the mission of Lucifer. We want to prove that those crazy folks that he created disappoint him. They think they're too good. I give them power, I give them money, I give them big car. They think they're already there. They'll come and join me in hell. That is how Lucifer is thinking. And that is how he talk. If you are mistaken, when he come in front of you and start talking you good word, I can make you this, I can make you that, he's using already what God gave you. He's just using it before the cosmic time. That's what he does. He doesn't create no skill. He has skill, but he doesn't have the power, the 2% I was talking about, to create a man, a human being, or to change any algorithm that is already controlled by God. He doesn't have that power. What he does have is to disturb. That's the power I have. He disturbs. It's like somebody have a nail in his shoes and he keep working, and that shoes is that nail keep bothering him. That's how it is. That's the position of Holy Spirit. Just somebody that you can really get rid of. He's just there. There's nothing you can do to really put him aside. But when you present someone, when you go out there and try to make sure that you take matter in your own hand, you're saying to God that I'm powerful than you. I don't want to go with your thought. I will solve this issue. That kid pissed me off, and I will show him that it's nothing to me. I'll show him that it's even nothing than what it was before. You're saying to God, your plan for this kid is bullshit. Go and suck yourself. That's what you're saying to God. That's exactly what you're saying to God. You don't want to hear this? That's the truth. And how God take it. All right? No problem. I'm in control. When you pray, put aside. 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 Click. The spirit. Problems start coming. Click. Spirit manipulation. Problems start coming. Problems start coming. He looked the entire picture like a puzzle. Start using it with his mind, in thought. Control. The Holy Spirit start controlling the spirit of each people. Problems start coming. Differences start happening with people that you never have differences with. God. Manipulate. Okay, good. You sit down and start thinking. You realize that it's out of your power. That's something that you can control. Like, all right, good. That's how powerful God is. And He always going to take you in surprise. It might wait maybe 10 years, maybe 20 years. You see like that and start thinking about every single bad thing that you have done in your life. But problems are not always when you have done something wrong. Problem can generally should be considered as a learning moment to nurture yourself and build a proven character for what is reserved of yet to come. Either it come from your past or either it come from God Himself. Just look the story of the past. Like I said, the past is the truth and the proven truth that can prove the future. Look the Israelite, how God punished them. They went through all of that and they built a covenant with God Himself. And what God gave him now is for eternity. And God will destroy every single person who's going to go against them in a different way. I'm not talking about there's gonna become there's an exception there now where you start talking about the son of the generation of Ishmael. Those are also God people. Like we are all God people, but they have more specific stamp. Like God says word, I will make his generation. He will never change it. I will make the generation of Ishmael 12 princes wealthy. He will never change. It's for eternity. So when it become between the son of Isaac, the son of Isaac and the son of Ishmael, is God. No one will satisfy that battle. No one. Other than God. Forget about it. We do our best. Don't forget, don't throw it away. But knowing that God is the only one who have the last sentence. That's what it is. So it is important and very valuable for people to comprehend certain assumption that we are controlled by a supreme being above all. Look, everything I explained. We went back to a single out nation that control, that have the high, that have the bigger power, higher money, better economy in terms of investment, better agriculture. It's like Egypt, like all those other nations that didn't invade other nation, really. They will all fail until the right time occur. Many nations have tried to do it. They all fail. Even many nations, because the time is not there yet. When the cosmic reoccurrence present itself, it will be manifested. The 10 region each region controlled by one person, like a governor of the region that respond to one person, the Antichrist. One religion of the 666, one government of the 666, and one money power of the 666. That's what's going to be here on earth. And therefore, there will be a problem that will occur that will lead that leader to control to invade Israel and change many things there. That will be the moment. Because what is it? God is intending to download his kingdom in Israel, right there, to control the entire world. And Lucifer, the spiritual battle will be to avoid it to happen. But we don't gonna know it. People don't gonna know that that's the battle. But they're gonna start with the revelation. Oh, this is what was written, and this is what's happening. Like those two people will look in the stars. And people who follow, they might go back to that place where he take off, waiting for him to return, and he will return from there. The same way those two people were following the two stars, and they find when Jesus Christ was born. They find the location. That's how it will be. He said it will be like the past, and a new era will start again. This is not a joke. I just use the past to explain the future using critical logic and thinking of the truth. The world will go in chaos. The only way to control it will be the way it is written. 10 vision. Without further ado, I would like to thank you all. And I would like to say, I'm looking for peace. I'm looking for peace. If our, the leader have anything to do with people harming me in the community, poisoning my food and water, I would like them or him to make a commitment to cease it, because God is watching and God is not happy about it. We all have kids, and then we don't want that to follow our kids. God is a good God, Yahweh, but he's also a judge, Elohim. And when he judge, he doesn't laugh. He doesn't smile. He will judge you accordingly. Remember what he did to Lucifer. He doesn't play game. He will judge you like he's not even the one who created you. You'll be surprised, because he gave us many opportunity and we fell over and over again. When you poison someone one time, second time, third time, fourth time, there's no way you're gonna say to God, you didn't give me time to think. There's no way you're gonna say to God, you didn't give me time to think and change myself. Repentance is not about talking. It's about changing the course and the behavior not to occur again. Otherwise, everything you do and say will be in vain. If you gratify yourself before God, everything else is in vain. You try to glorify yourself because you have helped someone and you want that person to beg your feet and kiss your feet. Everything else you say and do is in vain. Because you should glorify God for giving you opportunity to help someone and be happy about it. Because it's a spiritual blessing, it's a spiritual seed. You're not going to have somebody paying you money and at the same time you want him to glorify you. That's what happened. When you help someone, it's a spiritual seed. It's something that you gain. You're loading a seed. You're gaining something. So you already gained something. Why you want people to glorify? Why you want to be glorified for? That's the point. Great and glorifying God. So that is the reason why we all have to make sure that we understand that gratitude is good to talk about, but we must understand that to put God first. Put God first, put God first, put God first. Name of Jesus. I know a long time ago you speak about hurt. You speak about revenge. It's time to change. I know a long time ago you speak about revenge. You speak about revenge. It's time to let go. It's time to let go. It's time to let go. So it's very important to realize the spectrum behind this form of manifester that happened. Sound like the people that you can feel when you sense the Holy Spirit. You understand the fear that you can have. That situation will happen in your life that you don't have no control. I'm doing good. I have my education that I am doing my best with God control. I might not have the finance that I'm supposed to have, and that's part of the deal. In order for Lucifer to control you, you have to make sure that he take that area away from you. That's the point. I give back love to the president of the United States. I don't make comparison with him. Whatever people have stolen, I wish him best. I don't see any reason why I'm gonna hate him for. What will be the blessing I will receive? What will be the outcome? Is that gonna make me move forward to the goal that God designed for me? No. But instead, working together will facilitate that kind of trend. Will make the plan of God flow. But people have differences. There might be a hiding truth that no one knows other than the people involved, that will make the problem continue. But I do believe that with God's glory and power, He will take care of this matter in a peaceful way, in which all of us will learn a lesson, in which all of us will learn, will get wisdom. We all have different purpose in life, but we have a common goal, seeking for the well-being of others, lasting purpose and lasting compassion. Regardless of what our intents are. God have blessed all of us, have blessed you, so bless others despite the differences. Let God plan go through or desire. It's what it is. I was created by God like everyone else. So He have a design, He have a plan for me, like He had for everyone else. There is no perfect path. Trust me. There is no perfect path. And I know that many of our leaders understand me. There's no perfect path. And that's what differentiates us with God. Because we are not perfect human beings. I wish that all of you are blessed, that God will give you more opportunity for this new year coming, and that you will have spiritual, physical, mental healing, and financial health. That God will appease the problems that are destroying humankind and appease issues that are created by us, and bring peace among us and bring peace around the world. The lasting peace to clear and remove the darkness that exists between us, between people, and enlighten them with the glory of Jesus Christ, so that they can have a true wisdom, true knowledge, so that they can foresee, open their spiritual eyes, and have spiritual wisdom to understand creation. Put love above haterism. Put compassion above anger. Put forgiveness above revenge. And glorify the name, the great Yahweh, Adonai Elohim Yahweh, and Adonai Messiah Yeshua, for protecting us against the enemies and understanding us before ourselves, and loving us before ourselves. May peace be with you. Before I go forward, I would like to say to you to go to my website www.angelhmedfundit.org or Charity Medical Foundation and IT Inc. International Clinic Incorporated, and see how you can be part of God's mission. God have an agenda. It is yet to come, but it's already known by I. The agenda will change thousands of lives. My work will be harder because Lucifer have his eye on me. He will do every single thing possible to stop me through people, again through people, to let God's mission go forward. But it is certain that God will always be victorious. As long as I stay still and tenacious, I will prevail. As I see this as a temporary situation, I will prevail. I battle for my health, and I believe I'll be fine. My financial situation is okay. But the only thing I'm asking to folks is to realize that for 1 second, with all the power they have, that God can take them out of their human body and say to them, you will not return. And give them an option. Can you remove the hate that you have on you right now? And give all your wealth, 90% of your wealth to people, and I'll give your life back. Just think a moment like that. He has the power to do that, and he can do it. Trust me. You can lose everything in 1 second. You can put all the magical, the cosmic, the all thing, Lucifer, But when he decide, they will not see nothing. Blame what God can even show himself and no one will see him. All the magician, everything. They will say, we don't have no clue. He created every single being and he can manipulate all those beings. Well, you know, whatever he want in his pleasure. Let's bring love between one another and rebuke the vision of Lucifer, of hedonism, anger, envy, jealousy. That is not God work. Even if he doesn't speak to you, I believe that even if I talk to him about it, he's gonna say, are you foolish? Do I gonna talk to people not to hate other people? They know better. I don't have time for that. I believe that's what God's gonna tell me. Therefore, I would like to thank you all, and I wish that for all the lady out there and all the women, that you understand my agency support woman movement with respect to God, principle and standard. And I work along. I have partnership with many organizations that are that are held by women, and I respect human place with respect to God, principle, standard, law. And I believe that every person have the right to live with respect to God's standard, principle, and law. Every single person have the right to follow the destiny as previewed by God, regardless their gender, national origin, sexual orientation. It will be between them and God. As I am a straight heterosexual, and I respect every other people orientation, and I have my own taste as correlated to my divine characteristic that I can change. It's not an excuse. I can't. I'm already 34. So it is fine for me to say that I have wisdom to say there's certain things that are part of you that you can change. That's what it is. Therefore, I would like to thank you all. Goodbye. Auf Wiedersehen. Au revoir. Muchacho.